Hey guys, I'm Ben, and in this video we're talking about the power to walk away. Now, the power to walk away is referring to the ability to recognize when a relationship is no longer working for you. It's no longer serving your best interests. It may be having impacts on your personal growth, and what you actually need is the courage to end it. So this can be a romantic relationship, a friendship, a working relationship, or actually you being employed in a certain job. The crucial aspect here is around your self-preservation and understanding when enough is enough. To understand that when you've drawn a line in the sand and to actually enforce the consequences when it's crossed. When you walk away from toxic relationships, either in your personal life or in your work life, you're ending unhealthy negative patterns and you are creating a healthier space for something more positive to come into your life with. Now there's 4 key reasons why the power to walk away is really important. The first is around personal growth. Walking away from a relationship that is no longer aligned to your values or your goals actually allows you to learn from past experiences and make better choices in the future. It will foster self-awareness and emotional maturity and allow you to grow instead of being bogged down in your past mistakes. The second key reason is emotional well-being. When you stay in these types of toxic relationships, they severely impact your emotional and mental well-being. There is a huge toll from the negativity that they bring into your life, and when you're able to set yourself free from these, you then take a critical step towards gaining more happiness and emotional well-being in your own life. The third reason is authenticity and fulfillment. So when you embrace the power to walk away, it enables you to prioritize your own needs and your own values, leading to more authentic connections with the people around you and more genuine fulfillment and joy in your own life. The fourth and probably most important reason is around boundaries and self-respect. So knowing when to walk away helps you establish and maintain healthy boundaries, which are essential for a balanced and respectful relationship, both with yourself and with other people in your life. So there are 5 key steps in applying the power to actually walk away from these toxic relationships. The first is self-reflection. You need to regularly reflect on your emotional needs and assess the health of the relationships that you have with other people. You need to have honesty and clarity about whether these relationships are contributing positively or negatively to your life and who is responsible for that impact. Is the relationship being born out of something that you are doing and you are bringing the negativity to the relationship? Or is it something that the other person is doing, or just the simple connection that you both have? The second step is to recognize red flags. You need to be aware of the warning signs of an unhealthy relationship. These can be things like a lack of trust, continuous emotional manipulation, it can be patterns of negativity, or even something as simple as disrespect. Recognizing these red flags early can prevent prolonged suffering, but it's an important step to actually categorize this relationship as something that is potentially negative or toxic that you may need to actually walk away from. The third step is to seek support. Now, when you are contemplating from walking away from a significant relationship, be it a personal one, a romantic one, or a work one, you need to build your support network. It's going to be something that is hard to do, and so you need to have other people there to support you doing it. You should seek support from your friends or family. It can be from a mentor or even from a professional counselor. What is important here is whomever that you are going to rely on is that you need to reach out and establish that line of communication with the person that's going to be the source of your support. Sharing your feelings and gaining perspective from this person can help you make more informed and rational decisions in this time of crisis. The fourth step is to communicate openly and clearly with the person that you are looking to walk away from. If possible, you should have an open and honest conversation with this other person about the issues that you are identifying as toxic and negative in the relationship. This type of communication could lead to a mutual understanding, it could lead to closure, it can even lead to some type of resolution around the thing that is actually causing the negativity and making you consider walking away from the relationship. it will also give the other person insight around the things that you are willing to tolerate and the things that you aren't. Alternatively, this may be you clearly communicating to the other person that you're now both going to go on your separate ways and that you will no longer have a relationship together, be it professional or personal. The fifth, and probably one of the most important steps, is to set boundaries. When you are walking away, you want to set clear and firm boundaries to protect yourself from potential attempts from the other person to either manipulate you or guilt trip you back into the relationship. When you've identified that this relationship is toxic and that the other person is either being manipulative or doing something else untoward to you, they are likely to act in that same fashion when you were trying to extricate yourself from the relationship. You need to stick to these boundaries to maintain your personal well-being and allow yourself to have the opportunity to grow from the experience. Now, there are a couple of obstacles that you will need to overcome when choosing to walk away from a relationship. From my perspective, there's 3 key ones that you need to consider. The first is the fear of loneliness. The fear of being alone is a really common one that most people experience when they're in a relationship and they're considering about ending it. To overcome this fear, you need to focus on building a strong support network to help you engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, that help you understand the balance of the relationship. That is not the end of your life, it is the opportunity to have a better life beyond this toxic relationship. A lot of people fall into the false sense of thinking that the relationship that they have with this person, be it a boss or a personal one, is something very unique that they will not be able to have with anyone else, that they will not be able to have those needs or wants met by anyone else. The second obstacle that people often come across is guilt and obligation. So what we're talking about here is the feeling of guilt about leaving or feeling obligated to stay due to external pressures. Now, this can be very challenging to overcome, particularly when it's being applied by people like family members, by friends. It can even be by the other person, making you feel guilty or obligated to stay in the relationship. What you need to do here is remind yourself that prioritizing your happiness and your well-being is not something selfish. It is something normal and necessary to live a fulfilling life. It is part of the ordinary human experience to prioritize yourself as you are on your own life's journey. The third and final obstacle that I think you need to consider is the fear of change. Change can be very intimidating in all facets of life, especially when it involves leaving a familiar environment or a familiar routine. The flip side of this is that you need to embrace that change is always an opportunity to grow and to have new experiences and to become something better than what you currently are. Don't let the fear of change hold you back into having a more fulfilling and happy life. So to wrap this one up, you need to remember that the power to walk away in a relationship is vital for aspects of personal growth, emotional well-being, and self-respect. Now, to identify when a relationship no longer serves you, you need to self-reflect, recognize the red flags as they appear, seek support through your social network, communicate openly with the person that you are having this negative relationship with, and most importantly, set boundaries. Now, if you want to watch a video on why it's always important to say less than necessary, please click here.